flaming red hair. Don Summerfield, where are you, Don? I don't know where Don is. Okay, Lauren Hayes, who's also over at the registration table. Mark Wallace. Mark, where are you? Okay. Nicole Gadare, who's over at the BIA MA table. Maggie Balls. Maggie. Oh, she's over there in the back. And Stacy Roberts. So thanks. This is a great committee. I also want to thank our sponsors this year. The Department of Public Health is our gold medal sponsor. We're thrilled, and I'll have a special announcement about that in a minute. Spalding Rehab, of course, the Brain Injury Association of Massachusetts, Braintree Rehab, Partners Healthcare, New England Rehab, Community Rehab Care, Neuro Rehab Management, the Ivy Street School. Do we have some folks here from the Ivy Street School? They were going to be coming. Great. Thank you. Welcome. The May Institute. Neuro Restorative, which some of you remembered was called Mentor.
Wow.
Printing, who helped us out. Uno's is doing our lunch again this year. Woohoo! And City Feed, who for the second year has done our coffee and pastries in the morning. So we thank all of those people. I know we have some of our past chairs here. Marilyn Spivak, please wave to the crowd. Thank you for coming. Is Cindy Campbell here? She was going to be coming. She might try. I'm not sure if Dr. McGrath is here. So thank you for those people. Before I introduce our kind of special speaker, and before we get to Janet, fundraising this year, monies go back into the Babis group. We give a donation to the Brain Injury Association of Massachusetts. We'll be giving a generous donation to the Alan Cromer Literacy Fund. Janet might mention something about that. And this year, on behalf of Janet, we are raising money to be able to give scholarships to help caregivers to attend conferences geared to their own needs for information and support. So we're happy to be able to do that. I want to thank the raffle donors. Many JP businesses have always kind of supported us over the years, so please do this before, during, and after the walk. Before I introduce Janet, I want to introduce John Auerbach, who is the Commissioner of the Department of Public Health, who is here with us today, and we're really thrilled to have him. He's going to come and say a few words on the behalf of DPH. So hold on, John. Thank you. John Auerbach, everybody.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Department of Public Health, I'd like to thank you all for not only what you do every day of the year, working on the issue of traumatic brain injury, but also for coming out today and showing what needs to be done and what can be done to make sure that we're doing as much as we can to both prevent traumatic brain injury, to do appropriate diagnosis, and then to make sure that people have the right treatment. At the Department of Public Health, this is a top priority for us. This year, on the issue of prevention, we're working very closely with coaches and with schools on the issue of sports-related concussions. Just as one example of the work that we're doing, we're going to be providing every school and every sports coach with the information so that they can tell whether or not the students who are playing in the sports are likely to have had traumatic brain injury, and that they pull them out of the game and don't just send them back in, as unfortunately happens too often now. We also are working with clinicians around the importance of making appropriate diagnosis and doing appropriate screening. And then we're also thinking about making sure that people have access to appropriate services. Unfortunately, we're seeing an increase in traumatic brain injury. We're seeing it as a result of veterans who are injured in the war. We're seeing it as a result of automobile accidents. We're seeing it as a result of falls. And so we need to really pay attention to doing more to prevent these injuries. We need to do more in terms of making sure that people get the services they need. But the work of Babis and the work of the other organizations that are here, and the work of the families and the people with traumatic brain injury that have come today to show that you can recover from traumatic brain injury, that you can, that if the services are right, and if you're determined and you have the support of your family and friends, you can make great progress. All of this is important to demonstrate. It's part of raising awareness about this issue. So thank you for your work. Thank you for your work throughout the year, and the Department of Public Health will continue to work alongside you as a partner.
Thank you, John Auerbach, very much. Before I introduce Janet, I just want to let people know, if you haven't noticed, we do have some tables over here, a big table from folks from DPH. Spalding has a table. There's some great research going on at Spalding right now, and the Brain Injury Association of Massachusetts also has a table over here. So please take a look at that as you spend your day with us. Okay, it is my distinct honor and privilege, I'm going to try not to cry, to be able to introduce my now very dear friend, Janet Cromer, who, along with, I don't know if Amy's here, but Maureen Butler is here. There was like 4 of us women who kind of took the world by storm back in the fall of 2000 and said, you know what, we need a brain injury support group. And so Janet and her husband Alan were on the original planning for that group. We had our first meeting in January of 2001. We now average over 60 people every month at our Babis meetings, and I'm just thrilled about that. So thanks for coming.
Bravo! Bravo!
8th annual walk. How many people were here in 2003 for our first walk? Hands up. Woohoo! Thank you for coming back and for continuing to support us. This is just such an amazing group of people. It just moves me every day. How many people were here last year in the rain for the 2000? Woohoo! There were about 160 of us last year, which was so great. You know, neither rain nor wind nor snow can stop us. So, but thanks for coming today. What a gorgeous day. So we are blessed. So it is my privilege to introduce Janet Cromer. Her husband, Alan, of course, is who she will be talking about. He had his injury, well, it wasn't an injury, I'm sorry, he had a cardiac arrest in July of 1998. And so she'll be telling you about their life after that event and how life-changing it was. She is selling her award-winning memoir about their life together. We hope that people at the table behind over to my left, your right, selling her book. I encourage people to buy this book and read it. It's an amazing, the paperback book is $16 and the hardcover is $23. But it's an amazing book about 2 amazing people. And without further ado, I introduce to you Janet Cromer.